the Yamaha R15. It's a motorcycle that commands high regard among Indian bikers, and for good reasons. It offered a great combo of style, performance, features and handling which is still unmatchable. So when Yamaha launched the street fighter version of the R15, expectations were very high, but it didn't hit the spot. One of the key reasons for that was the Indianization of the MT-15 for the pursuit of cost cutting. Now 3 years down the line, Yamaha is trying to fix those errors with this. This is the new MT-15 version 2.0. So has Yamaha managed to fix them? So let us start this review with the most critical updates. The MT-15 finally gets upside down fork and a cast aluminium swing arm. Having said that, the old MT-15 wasn't a slouch even after running a telescopic fork and a box unit swing arm. But the new updates have made this new motorcycle even more engaging to ride. The most impressive bit is the front end stability. Now this means you can trust the motorcycle more and commit yourself better into corners. This stability though doesn't come at the cost of agility, as the new MT-15 is extremely nimble and you can hustle this motorcycle on city roads, thereby living up to its street fighter DNA. The riding posture is that of a typical street fighter, flat low handlebar and a rear set foot pegs. The riding stance is upright and slightly sporty, which means you can spend long hours on the saddle without any discomfort. However, the pillion foot peg was fouling with my size 11 riding boots and it was irritating. The pillion seat is almost non-existent. In fact, the mount for the number plate is longer than the pillion seat. So if you plan to ride 2 up, we will suggest looking elsewhere. The brilliant handling dynamics is gonna cost you, and that is comfort. The suspension setup of the MT-15 is on the stiffer side. So if you aren't careful over bumpy roads, be prepared to be tossed around on the saddle. So if it is a speed breaker or undulations, you better slow down. The 2022 MT-15 still misses out on dual channel ABS even as an option, which we feel is very disappointing. Given its safety benefits and the performance on tap, in our opinion, this is a big blunder from Yamaha. While the front disc offers good bite but no feel, and as for the rear disc brake, there is no feedback, and during the braking test, we had a few hairy moments. But before we talk about performance, let us check out its engine specifications. So the power has gone down, but the torque has increased. So as expected, the engine has become much more tractable, and even I was able to manage 25 km per hour in 6th gear. And for such a high revving engine, that's really good. But that's the only good bit about the engine. You see, what those numbers don't tell you is the character of the engine. While the old MT-15 felt fast and peppy from the get-go, that isn't the case with this engine. Yes, it is much more tractable than the older bike, but the power band kicks in around 6000 RPM, which means you have to work the engine a lot, and the engine feels that it has been robbed of its exciting personality. The difference in performance when compared to the MT-15 BS4 is clearly evident. The only saving grace is the fact that the new MT-15 is quite close to the R15 V4 in terms of acceleration, and when it comes to roll-on, it is actually quicker, and that's because of its tractable engine. We think that Yamaha engineers have tuned the engine to extract more fuel efficiency, and that is why the change in nature. But we only have the motorcycle for a single day and we couldn't test its fuel efficiency numbers. The light clutch and slick gearbox makes city riding really easy, and so does the tractable nature of the engine. But when you want to ride fast, it just feels restrained. Cruising speed is around 100 km per hour and you can do more, but vibes can be felt on the handlebar and the foot pegs. The vibrations aren't intense, but they do make their presence felt. So on the styling front, nothing much has changed, but the golden upside down fork gives this new motorcycle a new personality. It not only makes the motorcycle look more premium, but also gives it a pakka street fighter stance. And talking about quality, Yamaha made improvements in this regard. The new MT-15 looks like a much better put together motorcycle, but there are some issues. The switch gear doesn't look premium, the grab rail looks more than an afterthought, and the seat is flimsy. Come on, Yamaha. In the features department, the MT-15 gets a new console with Bluetooth connectivity. You get call and message alerts, but no navigation, something that's more usable than call and message alerts in my opinion. So prices for the new MT-15 start at 1.6 lakh rupees, which is a hefty premium of 12 to 13,000 over the previous model. But when you compare it with the R15 V4 and the KTM 125 Duke, the price seems right. So with the new updates, The new MT-15 is a much better motorcycle. It looks sporty, offers great handling dynamics, and the addition of new features is a welcome change. But we were expecting so much more from Yamaha. The dullness of the engine is disappointing, and the lack of dual-channel ABS with this performance is beyond any logic. And as for goodies such as quick shifter and traction control, they could have been offered in a premium variant. So overall, the MT-15 is a better motorcycle, and Yamaha addressed most of its shortcomings. But is it the best version of it? We don't think so. Maybe with the version 3.0, Yamaha could fix them.